Hello everyone. So in this video, I will discuss how to compute the future value and then the present value of simple annuity. A definition of terms. So annuity, that is the sequence of payments made at equal or fixed intervals or periods of time. So ito yung may regular kang hinuhulugan, halimbawa renta mo sa bahay, o kaya naman yung may kinuha kang appliances or gadgets na hinuhulugan mo siya, for example, every month or every year. Yan. Then we have different types of annuities. So according to payment interval and interest period, we have simple annuity and general annuity. So simple annuity, that is the annuity where the payment interval is the same as the interest period. So sa simple annuity, yung payment interval mo, for example, is every month. Yung interest rate niya na dadagdag din is every month. So ganun kapag simple annuity. Then general annuity, it is the annuity where the payment interval is not the same as interest period. So for example, yung payment interval na meron ka is every month, pero yung interest rate na nadadagdag doon, halimbawa is per year. Hindi sila pareho nung interval. Okay, so next, according to time or of payment, so we have ordinary annuity. It is the type of annuity in which the payment are made at the end of each payment interval. So ito, at the end of payment interval. Then yung annuity due naman, it is the type of annuity in which the payment are made at the beginning of the payment interval. Okay, so next, according to duration, we have annuity certain. An annuity in which payment begin and end at definite time. So, alam natin kung kailan mag-start and matatapos yung annuity. Okay, so next, the contingent annuity. It is the annuity in which the payment extend over an indefinite or indeterminate length of time. So, dito hindi natin alam kung kailan matatapos yung pagbabayad mo or yung payments mo. Okay, next is the term of the annuity or yung T. That is the time between the first payment interval and last payment interval. So, dito yung T or yung time niya, dapat lagi siyang naka-years. Then, regular or periodic payment or yung R, yan yung amount of each payment. Next is the amount of the annuity or the future value. That is the sum of future values of all the payments to be made during the entire term of the annuity. And then present value of the annuity. It is the sum of present values of all the payments to be made during the entire term of the annuity. Okay, so we have here an illustration kung paano ba nakukompute yung future value and then the present value of the annuity. Okay, so consider a series of 5 $1 payment made at regular intervals with 5% interest. Okay, so let's say itong 5 payments niya, so from 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So for example, that is per year. So, kada year, magbibigay daw ng $1,000 yan, each year. Okay, so paano natin kukumputin yung future value and then the present value nung payment na to. Okay, so dito, yung unang picture, so ito yung pag-compute ng future value ng annuity. So, kung paano ka mag-compute ng future value kay compound interest, ganun din dito. So, ang gagamitin mong formula is yung F times P, F is equal to P times the quantity of 1 plus R raised to T. Okay, so ito yung gagamitin natin to compute the future value each year. Okay, or each payment. Okay, so dun sa unang taon, so we have $1,000. Computein natin yung magiging future value niya. So, yung interest rate natin is 5%. Okay, so magiging 1,000 times 1.05 raised to 4 since meron pa tayong 4 na taon. Diba? So, we have 1,215.51. So, yan yung future value dun sa unang taon pa lang. Then, for the second year, so, computein ulit natin yung future value niya. So, ang makukuha naman is 1,157.63. So, meron na tayong future value for the second year. Then, ganun din yung gawin for the third year, fourth, then yung pang last year. So, kapag na-compute na lahat ng future value ng each payment, i-add nyo lang lahat yan para makuha yung total future value of the annuity. So, which is 5,525.64. So, ganun lang yung pag-compute kay future value. So, how about the present value of the annuity? Okay, so iisa-isahin ulit natin yan, each payment. Okay, so ang pag-compute, kung paano din computein ang present value ng compound interest, so which is F over 1 plus R raised to time. Okay, so dun sa unang taon, kapag kinompute natin yung present value niyan, 1,000 over 1.05 raised to 1. So, meron tayong 952.38. So, yan yung original amount na meron ka sa isang taon. Then, next year, we have 907.03. Yan. Then, next, computein ulit yung present value, yung pang third year, fourth year, and yung pang last year. So, kapag na-compute na lahat, i-add nyo lang yon. Then, that is the present value of the annuity. So, which is 4,329.48. Okay. So, ganun lang yung pag-compute kay future value and present value. Okay, so, paano naman kapag madami or mahaba yung given time or term? So, isa-isahin pa din ba natin ang pag-compute kay F tsaka kay P? Okay, so meron tayo ditong formula for the annuity. So, paano ba kinukompute ng mas mabilis? Okay, so formula for the future value. So, F equals R, that is the regular payment, times 1 plus J raised to N minus 1 over J. So, remember yung J natin dito. Itong J. That is the interest rate per conversion period. That is equal to the nominal rate over the conversion period. Yung I over M. Then, yung N natin dyan, that is equal to time times the number of the frequency of the conversion period. Okay. So, next, formula for the principal. P is equal to R times 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus J raised to negative N over J. Okay. Okay, now let's have an example. So, example 1, Jonah's mother saved 5,000 pesos at the end of every 6 months in an educational plan that earns 6% per year compounded semi-annually. What is the amount at the end of 18 years? So, dito, ang hinahanap yung amount or yung total amount after 18 years. So, ang nawawala is yung F or yung future value. Okay, so alamin muna natin ano-ano ba yung given dito sa problem na to. Okay, so yung sinisave daw ng mother ni Jonah is 5,000 pesos. Meaning that is your regular payment. So that is the R. So 5,000 daw yung binabayad niya kada 6 months. Okay, that earns 6% compounded semi-annually. So yung compounding period natin, since semi-annually yan, that is twice a year. So 2 lang yan. Then, yung int or yung nominal rate natin is 6% or 0.06. And then, the time or yung term is 18 years. So, 18. So dito, pwede natin computein na Cn or yung total number of conversion periods, and that is T times M. So, ang T natin is 18. Then, yung M natin is 2. So, 18 times 2 is 36. So, meron tayong 36 conversion period sa 18 years. Okay? Then, next is yung interest rate per period. So, I over M. Okay, so yung I natin, yung nominal rate is 0.06 over M, yung M is 2. So 0.06 over 2 is 0.03. Okay, so now let's compute for the future value. Okay, so formula for the future value is F is equal to R times, okay, so lagyan natin ang times 1 plus J raised to N minus 1 over J. Okay. Okay. So now let's substitute all the given. So yung regular payment natin is 5,000 times the quantity of 1 plus J. Yung J is 0.03 raised to N 36 minus 1 over yung J is 0.03. So, again, sinubstitute pa lang natin yung mga given dun sa formula. Okay, so now, let's compute. Okay, so use your calculator. Okay, so 5,000. Okay, so kung naka-cycle kayo, kung paano siya naka-input sa ating, kung paano siya nakasulat sa ating formula, ganun din ang i-input nyo sa ating calculator. So, 1 plus 0.03 raised to 36. Then minus 1 over 0. Or 0.03. Okay, then equal. Okay, so yung total amount is 316,379.72. So 316,379.72. Okay. So kung wala naman kayong scientific calculator, pwede nyo namang i-compute ito sa normal calculator natin. So, ang gagawin nyo lang, computins itong nasa numerator, then saka mo siya i-divide dito sa denominator. Then, multiply kay 5,000. So, iisa-isahin mo ang pag-compute kapag naka-regular calculator ka. Then, dapat din, since kasi puro maraming decimal ang makukuha mo dito, decimal places, so, mas maganda, kunin mo lahat yon kaysa na mag-round off ka agad ang hindi pa final answer. Okay? So, next example. So, if you pay 50 pesos at the end of each month for 40 years on an account that pays interest at 10% compounded monthly, how much money do you have after 40 years? Okay. So, dito naman, ang hinahanap ulit is yung future value. Magkano yung magiging pera mo after 40 years? So, ano-ano ba yung given? Okay, so yung binabayad mo daw each month is 50 pesos. Okay, so yung regular payment mo is 50. Then, binabayaran mo yon or hinuhulugan mo yon ng 40 years. So, yung time is 40. Okay. Then, the interest rate is 10% compounded monthly. So, since monthly yan, that is 12. So, yung conversion period natin is 12. Then, yung interest or yung nominal rate natin is 10% or 0.10 or 0.1. So, that is the same. Okay, so now let's compute for the N or yung total number of conversion period. So, M, that is equal to T times M. So, 40 times 12, that is 480. Then, to compute for the J is 0.1 over M or yung conversion period na 12. So, kapag dinivide natin to, ang makukuha mong answer is 0.01. Okay, so try natin. Okay, 0.1 divided by 12. So, ang makukuha natin is 0.008333. So, continuous yan. So, mahabang or maraming 3 yan. Okay, so kapag ganun ang given, so 0.0083, so hindi tayo pwede agad mag-round off kasi magbabago yung final answer. Okay, so maganda, ang kunin mo is eto lang mismo, is 0.1 over 12. So, yan yung i-input natin sa formula instead of 0.0083 lang. Kasi mahaba pa yung 3 dito. So, kapag ni-round off kasi natin agad, may possibility na mag-iiba yung makukuha natin sagot. Pwedeng tumaas ng konti or bumaba siya ng konti. Okay? So, now, let's input let's substitute all the given dito sa ating formula. Okay, so sulat ko lang yung formula. So, 1 plus j raised to n minus 1 over j. Okay, so yung regular payment natin, that is 50 times 1 plus j. Ang j is 0.1 over 12 raised to n. Yung n is 480 minus 1 over yung j is 0.1 over 12. Okay. So, ganun ulit. Kapag naka-regular calcu kayo or yung normal calculator lang, yung hindi scientific, solve nyo muna yung nasa loob ng parenthesis. So, isa-isahin, isa-solve yan. Okay. So, now, input natin sa ating calculator. So, 1 plus, so, 0.1 over 12 over 12 raised to 480, then minus 1. Over, so yun nasa denominator, fraction ulit. So, 0.1 over 12. Yan. Then, equal. Okay, so yung total amount is 316,203.98. So, kapag final answer na, saka ka lang mag-round off. Okay. So, yung na-compute natin future value is 316,203.98. So, that is the final answer. So, ito yung magiging total amount ng money niya after 40 years. Okay. So, next example. So, suppose Miss Tolentino would like to know the present value for her monthly deposit of 3,000 pesos when interest is 9% compounded monthly. How much is the present value for your savings at the end of 6 months? Okay. So, ano-ano yung mga given? So, ang hinahanap dito is yung present value daw niya at the end of 6 months. Okay. So, yung given is, so yung monthly deposit niya or yung regular payment is 3,000 pesos. Okay, so yun yung binabayaran niya monthly. So, conversion period natin since monthly yan, that is 12. Then, yung interest rate natin or yung nominal rate is 9% or 0.09. Then, yung time is 6 months. So, again, naka 6 months siya. Ibig sabihin, i-divide muna natin to into 12. Kasi kailangan siya naka-convert into years palagi. So, 6 divided by 12, that is 0.5. So, ito yung gagamitin natin na time. Okay, so now let's compute for the n. N is time times m. So, 0.5 times 12, that is 6. Then, yung j naman, or yung nominal rate over the frequency, number of the conversion period, 0.09 divided by 12. So, kapag dinivide yan, ang makukuha natin answer is 0.0075. Okay. Okay, now let's compute for the present value. So, formula for the present value is regular payment times 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus j raised to negative n over j. Okay, so yung regular payment natin is 3,000 pesos. So, 3,000 times, okay, so 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus j, yung j is 0.0075, raised to negative n, yung n that is 6, over j, which is 0.0075. Okay, so input natin ito sa ating calculator. Okay, so 3,000 times 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus 0.0075 raised to negative 6. Then over 0.0075. Then equal. So we have 17,536.79. So yung present value is 17,536.79 pesos. So ito yung present value niya after 6 months. Yan. Okay, so next example. Okay, so Che borrowed 100,000 pesos. She agrees to pay the principal plus interest by paying an equal amount of money each year for 3 years. What should be her annual payment if the interest is 8% compounded annually? So, dito, ang nawawala is yung regular payment niya. Magkano daw yung babayaran niya kada taon, di ba? So, ang hiniram niya kasing pera is 100,000. So, meaning, yung present value is 100,000. So, alamin muna natin yung mga given. So, yung present value, yung hiniram niyang pera is 100,000. And then, babayaran niya yon within 3 years. So, 3 yung ating time. Then, yung compounding period natin, since annually yan, 1 lang yon. Okay. So, yung interest natin, yung interest rate or the nominal rate is 8% or 0.08. So, yung N natin, T times M lang yan. So, 3 times 1, that is also 3. Then, yung J natin is nominal rate divided by the conversion period. So, 0.08 divided by 1 is 0.08 pa din. Okay? Okay, so now, since ang given is yung future, ay yung present value, so ano ba yung formula for the present value? So, R times 1 minus 1 plus J raised to negative N over J. Okay, so since ang nawawala is yung R, kailangan yung R or yung regular payment nasa isang side lang. So, derive natin yung ating formula. So, since ang katabi ni R ay itong naka-parenthesis, i-divide mo yan both sides by dito mismo. Kay 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus J raised to negative N over J. Okay, so, lagay natin both sides raised to negative N over J. So, dito rin sa kabila, dito sa R, or dito sa P, over J. Okay, so, para ma-cancel ito, di ba, kapag nag-divide ka ng same, is equal lang siya sa 1. So, ang magiging new formula natin for the R, or the regular payment, is R is equal to P over the quantity of 1 minus 1 plus J raised to negative n pala to, over j. So, ito yung gagamitin nating formula to negative. Okay. So, now, substitute natin lahat ng given. So, yung P or yung present value is 100,000 over 1 minus 1 plus j. Ang j is 0.08 raised to negative n. That is 3 over j na 0.08. Yan. Okay, so now, input natin sa ating calculator. Okay, so 100,000 yung nasa numerator. So 100,000 over, so fraction din yung nasa baba. Okay, so 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus 0.08 raised to negative 3 over 0.08. Then equal. So, ang total amount is 38,803.35. So, yung babayaran niya daw kada taon or yung magiging regular payment niya is 38,803.35. Yun. So, for 3 years, ito yung babayaran niya. Okay? Okay, so kapag naka-regular calcul lang kayo, yung hindi cycle, so ang gagawin nyo, computein muna itong nasa baba. Diba? Kung ano makukuha nyo dyan, kung ano magiging answer nyo, okay, 100,000 pesos, divide nyo sa kung ano makukuha yung number dito. So, same lang din yan dito kay 38,803.35. Okay, so next. Mr. Rudes paid 200,000 pesos as down payment for a car. The remaining amount is to be settled by paying 16,200 at the end of each month for 5 years. If interest is 10.5% compounded monthly, what is the cash price of his car? So, cash price, that is, kapag kukumputin yan, down payment, if ever na meron, plus the present value. Okay. Down payment plus the present value. Ganun lang ang pag-compute nun. Okay, so ano-ano ba yung given? Okay, so sulat natin, meron siyang down payment na 200,000 pesos. Then, yung babayaran daw niya each month or yung regular payment niya is 16,200. Diba? Since each month yan, yung conversion period natin is 12. Then, yung interest rate natin is 10.5% or 0.105. Okay? Then, yung time is 5 years. So, babayaran daw niya ng 5 taon. Okay, so, compute natin yung total number of conversion period. T times M lang. So, T times M. So, 5 times 12, that is 60. Then, yung interest rate per conversion period is 0.105 over 12. So, kapag dinivide natin yan, ang answer is 0.00875. Okay, so now, compute natin yung present value. Kasi meron na tayong given dito na down payment, yung P na lang ang nawawala. So, formula for the principal is regular payment times 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus j raised to negative n over j. Okay. So, yung regular payment natin is 16,200 times 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus j. Ang j is 0.00875 raised to negative n. So, ang n natin is 60. All over 0.00875. Okay. So, now compute. Okay, so 16,200 times 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus j na 0.00875, then raised to, okay, so lipat ko lang dito sa kabila, raised to negative 60 over 0.00875, then equal. So, yung ating present value is 753,702.20. Okay, so 753,702.20. So, ito po ngayon yung ating principal. Since ang hinahanap yung total cash price, o yung presyo ng car, okay, so yung cash value or cash price, so ipag-a-add lang natin yung ating down payment, yung unang binayad niya na 200,000, tsaka itong present value niya. Okay, so down payment times the principal. So, si 753,702.20, dagdagan lang natin ng 200,000, which is 953,702.20 pesos. Yan. So, ito yung magiging total presyo nung pinili niyang car. Okay. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so thank you for listening.